Hello, humans! It's your favorite human, Luna, and your favorite bearded dragon, Toothless. Before you say anything, let's clear this up. This is a hanbok. The word means Korean clothes. Here is a dog in a hanbok. If a dog can wear a hanbok, then I can too. Okay? And so could Toothless.
Wow, that's great.
Toothless, your hat is super cool. Would you go into more detail about your period piece clothing? Wow, that's really fascinating. I hope you all got that. Anyway, today we're gonna talk about the movie Dragon Wars, also known as D-War. How did I come across this treasure, you might ask? Well, long ago, in the ancient times of 7 years ago, I had a friend whom many referred to as Dragon Master. Then one day I was in Walgreens looking through a dollar DVD bin when I came across Dragon Wars. It was destiny. So I watched it with my friend. Please bask with me in the glory as we explore deadpan acting, Inception level flashbacking, and the ultimate confusion created in the wake of a movie made by a Korean director who was trying to appeal to an American audience in really weird ways. But before we begin, go ahead and click that little like button down there and subscribe if you haven't already. Ring that little bell for notifications when I upload a new video. Thank you very much. Now let's get going! Right off the bat, we start with this guy, Ethan Kendrick. He's a reporter, man, with a fancy reporter cam. Newsflash! A dragon scale has been found! Before we can learn literally anything else, it's too much flashback time! Yeah! We see Ethan as a youth in an antiques shop with his papa and this guy named Jack, but who I'm gonna refer to as Magic Jack. Ethan comes across a fancy box and opens it. Whoosh! Magical golden light floods out as he gazes upon the dragon scale. Oh, it's time for everybody's favorite thing. Exposition! Yeah! Magic Jack tells Flashback Ethan that apparently this girl named Nanim was born with a dragon-shaped birthmark. Also, fun fact, Magic Jack and Ethan were once Korean.
Why?
According to the prophecy of something, the girl with the dragon birthmark would be the one to help an emugi turn into a dragon. And he and Magic Jack, Bochan and Haram, were sent by the heavens to protect the girl with the dragon birthmark. Oh? What's that, Toothless? Yes, I see. Toothless says an emugi is like a lesser dragon snake thing. It can turn into a dragon from getting this magical orb called a yoichu, which decided to pop down inside of a baby in this movie. Emugi are usually good luck, because unlike some places I could name, Asia likes dragons. See? Here's a good emugi. But there's an emugi who's been corrupted. Corrupted emugi's name is Buraki. And he wants to be a bad dragon. A bad dragon. Wow! So he attacks some perfectly innocent Koreans with a very Gungan-looking dragon-adjacent army. Hey, Narim is supposed to die to give her Yoiju to the good Imugi, so that the bad Imugi, Paki-11 Buraki, doesn't get it. But Haram doesn't want Narim to die. What to do? Ah yes, jump off a cliff. Very sensible. Flash forward. Magic Jack gives Ethan a pendant and tells him it will protect him from danger. Also, Buraki will return. And we get this basic grammar fail.
It'll be back to redeem himself.
Then Magic Jack tells him that Narim will be reincarnated, just like him and Ethan. And guess what, guys? She's white too! Flash forward again to the newscaster, reporter, adult man Ethan. Ethan's trying to find reincarnated Narim. Suddenly. Now, what was stopping him before? Nothing. Narim's name now is Sarah, and she's at the gym with her friend when they see the dragon scale on TV. Okay. Magic Jack is just doing his thing, floating about as you do, when he senses this scary trench coat wearing white guy coming to pay him a visit. It's probably my favorite part of the whole thing, if we're gonna be honest. Sarah's bestie comes home to find that Sarah has written so much Korean. So much Korean. So much Korean. Look at all the Korean. There's so much Korean.
Look, why don't you get some rest and we'll go out for a drink later.
Sarah almost gets assaulted, but luckily Magic Jack stops them.
Hey!
And then wanders off without any explanation. That's right, Toothless. I agree. Then we see our favorite little Staki Buraki and this unfortunate zookeeper. Meanwhile, Sarah is reporting not the assault, but the getting rescued by Magic Jack. And then this paparazzi guy shows up.
You must be Sarah, the girl who beat up those 3 thugs. That's one for the headlines.
Hey!
How would he know that? Was he there? We see Ethan looking for Magic Jack when he comes across that scary old guy, who then makes things float. Oh my gosh! Don't worry, guys. It was just a dream. So it turns out that the Sarah search is going nowhere for these guys. Nowhere for these guys. Luckily, paparazzi guy coincidentally just shows up and tells them all about her. So, you know, that's nice. And now we randomly go back to the traumatized zookeeper.
I mean, this thing stared at me like my ex-wife.
Say what you like, this guy showed up to work. We stand. Then we go back to Sarah, whose car suddenly gets scaly. Raise your hand if you want a scaly car. And she bumps into scary old white guy. But it was all a dream again. What's that? What's that? Ah, Toothless says it's never a good sign when a scary old white guy shows up in your dream. That means you too, Santa. After that nasty dream, Sarah's having particularly bad heartburn, and Tums ain't gonna cut it. So she calls an ambulance to take her to the hospital. Then we get this unnecessary bit.
You lousy bum!
Meanwhile, the scary old guy shows up with Haki-11 Buraki, who then eats the roommate. Roommate problems, am I right, Toothless? Toothless is a vicious dragon too! Look at this display of ferocity. Yeah, he loves at mommy. Ethan eventually comes to the hospital and finds Sarah there. Also, look! Look! It's the dad from Phil of the Future! But then the Yamugi shows up again. He's rubbing his face all over the hospital. Toothless is doing that a lot right now. See? He's shedding. Little Daki Buraki's probably just shedding. Can we really blame him? Phil's dad helps Ethan and Sarah escape. But actually, it's Magic Jack in disguise. For no reason. Then the Badamugi face punches the hospital a few times. And then we get this!
Oh! Again!
One more time! Okay, I'm done, I promise. So if you haven't figured it out by now, the scary old guy is this guy from before. So yes, we have another Korean who was reincarnated as a white person. Toothless, what do you got there? Scary old white guy calls up his Gungan army. Also, meanwhile, we see the FBI going over some stuff, and we get this line.
On the basis of its size, its speed, and the makeup of its scales, we can only conclude that it's foreign in nature.
I'm dying! Sir, there's a giant monster snake. That's unusual for America. It must be a foreigner snake. Guys, let's talk about this, shall we? Most foreigner snakes do not try to destroy America. In fact, according to a few studies, the arrest rate for illegal immigrant snakes is 40% below that of native-born American snakes. The homicide arrest rate for native-born American snakes was 46% higher than the illegal immigrant snake committed homicide arrest rate. Oh wait, that might have been about not snakes. Oh well. Back to the movie. So these two are still on the beach. There is so much not acting going on right now. And then they kiss. Yay!
And she must die.
It's always nice to be kissing someone while thinking that. I know I do. Next, we see that the troops have been deployed to fight the Jakiburaki. It's not very effective. Sarah, who is randomly hooked up to an EDM, in this random guy's house, is getting flashbacks of her previous life as a Korean lady. And that starts to make her float like the lady in Ghostbusters. But unplugging the EDM stops all that nonsense. Uh-oh! Buraki showed up. So Ethan and Sarah steal a car and get away. Shaki Buraki face punches this cafe. Honestly, like, how come some people are just out and about when there's this giant snake slithering all over the place? This is what's wrong with the mainstream media, I tell you. That's why I get all of my news from Facebook. That was a joke. So Buraki the goofy Mugi smooshes Ethan and Sarah's car. Then he's chasing these two, who I guess have some kind of super speed, because look how fast he's going. And somehow these guys are ahead of him? Okay. Ethan's friend had pulled some strings to get them a helicopter, which is super cool. But then the Mugi immediately destroys it. Oh well. Suddenly, ninja helicopters. Where did these helicopters come from? Look at this. Then there's about 8 minutes of military recruitment footage. And somehow the FBI finds Sarah and Ethan. And then they try to kill Sarah. This naughty man shoots Ethan, but the guy with the best lines pops the almost murdered FBI guy. And Ethan's fine, guys. He's fine. He's fine. Just walk it off. If you wonder why America has the worst healthcare of any first world country in the world, it's because we are actually invincible, see? Dun dun dun. Suddenly, they get attacked by Gungans and wake up in this random place. And the scary guy is trying to sacrifice her to Takiburaki. Ethan gets real unhappy and unleashes his incredible power by yelling and destroys the Gungan army, except the scary old guy and Buraki, for reasons. But scary old guy stabs him right in the pendant, as you do when trying to stab somebody. Oh snap! Goody Moogie appears! But goes down immediately. That's unfortunate. Sarah realizes she has to sacrifice herself. She's real emotional about it, let me tell you.
They've waited 500 years for me. It's the only way.
Goody Moogie levels up to Dragon and kicks Sakiburaki's butt. Goody Moogie lets Sarah say one last thing.
Ethan, don't be sad. I'll love you for all of eternity.
Before going back to the heavens. Ethan's sad. I would be too if I was stuck in this weird place. How's he supposed to get back? The dragon didn't want to give him a ride? So ungrateful.
That's okay, man. I'll just walk.
The end. Woo! Well, what'd you think? This movie is so much. There are some genuinely good CGI moments amongst all the bad CGI moments. Actually, I found out this was the highest grossing Korean movie at the time, which is unfortunate. I like the flying fighting. The Korean actors were, in my opinion, the most genuine actors in this. And the zookeeper. I'm not sure how they got looped into this. I've seen these two actors in other stuff, so I know they're good at acting. But you gotta start somewhere. The plot was all over the place, with way too many characters. And it felt like they were trying to go for some kind of Independence Day vibe that failed. The beginning has perhaps the most bizarre sequencing I've ever seen in my life. It would have made 10 times more sense to start with little baby Ethan finding out about his Korean heritage before fast forwarding to adult Ethan. Or we could have skipped the childhood stuff completely and had Ethan meet Magic Jack as an adult. There are so many unnecessary scenes. I'm pretty sure the director realized that he'd used his time quite badly, but still needed to fill it. So he filled it with weird stuff. The editing in this movie is so jarring too. There are so many moments that will make you bust up laughing just due to the cuts. I need to know why this Korean man decided it would be a good idea to have all the Koreans reincarnated as white people. That's really weird. Would I recommend this movie? Well, if you're looking for a cinematic masterpiece, no. But if you want to sit around with your friends and watch a solid B-movie, absolutely. It is a perfect B-movie experience. Toothless, what are your thoughts on the amount of Asian characters that are whitewashed in the media? Well said, Toothless. Well said. Anyway, thank you for watching. Share this video, pretty please, if you liked it. Comment down below if you know of any other fun dragon-related content you would like me to review. Also, if someone who's watching this speaks Korean, could you tell me whether or not this guy is supposed to be speaking spooky Korean? or if it's just a made-up language. I would be super grateful. Thank you, random citizens.
Someday soon I'm gonna tell the rainbow I'm in
Toothless! Look at him! Look, he's shedding a little bit. Aww.